Resilience, the ability to recover from or adjust easily to misfortune or change. Got to have it. It's going to happen, but man, we got to excel in it. The cracks of living life, playing in the NFL, fill them with gold, man.
It's week number 9 of this NFL season and time for another edition of the Mike McCarthy Show, powered by Reliant Energy. Inside the Globe Life studio here at the Star in Frisco, Bill Jones along with Cowboys head coach Mike McCarthy. A bye week for the team this week. You're sitting at 6-2 on the season through the first 8 games, and I would think when the schedule comes out, you're going to schedule a bye week. This is the right time to do it, right smack dab in the middle of the season, and especially where this team is right now, don't you think?
I mean, definitely. I really like the whole setup for the season. As far as bye week after the 8th game. Then we have a Thanksgiving game that doesn't follow with a Thursday night game that it usually does. So there's another little break there, and then we have our Thursday night game in Tennessee. So I think that part of it lays up nice for us. But clearly, this is a great time for us to be on the bye. We have a chance to get all of our players, for the most part, get them healthy. I think it's good for everybody mentally and emotionally to take a break and step away. But most guys are still in and out of the building. Saw a bunch in this morning. So, but this is very well timed. No doubt. I agree with you, Bill.
And then where this team is right now at 6-2, basically at the virtual halfway point of the season. You look at the first half of this season and the resiliency of this team, guys stepping up for each other. When guys go down with injuries, you got to feel good about where this team is right now from that aspect of things too.
Oh, definitely. I mean, resiliency is so important to the success of your football team, and it comes in so many different forms and fashions. I mean, even the fact that we've won a number of games, the resiliency to handle successes is obviously part of the focus. This gives us a time to catch our breath, self-scout, really hone in on the things we need to improve on, and make sure we take a really good week of preparation and plan up to get this next win in Green Bay.
All right, coming off a win over Chicago in which the team scored 49 points, and I know a point of emphasis last week and really for the last few weeks has been success on third down. I would say you were successful on third down on offense, 9 for 11 in that game.
Yeah, definitely, and not to be nitpicky, it was really 9 for 10 because the series at the end. But no, I mean, but it's very refreshing to see your players rewarded for the extra effort and time that they put into it. The coaches had a good plan, and I thought we did a very good job executing all the way through. As far as the runs, the protections, and obviously converting into passing game.
And Dak really in a good rhythm during that game, and you can see coming off the injury and so forth, he is rounding into midseason form.
Oh, definitely. I'm playing fast, getting through his reads, distributing the ball. Our ball distribution is percentage-wise is where it needs to be the last couple of weeks. So we just want to continue to work. Obviously defense was on the field a lot against Chicago, particularly with their success running the ball. But this is a good chance to regroup and reestablish ourselves, and hopefully we can get some more attempts at the plate for the offense.
And when you look at the offense and the wide receiver position in particular, what do you see going forward? Because you've got some guys who have not been able to contribute yet, whether it's because of injury or inexperience with your rookies and so forth, as you go to the second half of the season at that position.
I mean, number one, I think CD's doing an excellent job. I mean, he's doing everything we expect him. He gives us such great position flex. You saw him in the backfield last week, so just really taking advantage of all his whole unique skill set. Michael Gallup, it was great to give Michael some opportunities, so he'll continue to grow there, and I think he's just coming back week in and week out. Noah Brown, hopefully we can get him back this week, and and Jalen, was good for him to get the number of reps that he got. So there's definitely a lot of room for development as far as our young players. And Turpentine, we just got to keep finding ways to make him part of it and give him some opportunities. But he's getting better each week. So I really like the growth of our young players. Simi's still working on IR, but I think our veterans are in Dak and getting Dalton back. That whole group, we just got to continue to keep working and make sure we get clean opportunities for those men.
And then James Washington with a chance to add some juice to it too.
Definitely. James Washington is really coming on strong. Hopefully we get some good news here in the next week or so, but he's getting close.
All right, we're just getting started on this edition of the Mike McCarthy Show. Up next, it's David Moore of the Dallas Morning News.
The Mike McCarthy Show, presented by Reliant, is brought to you by AT&T, the official 5G innovation partner of the Dallas Cowboys. Ford F-Series, the best-selling truck in Texas. The University of North Texas, proud partner of the Dallas Cowboys. Miller Lite, the only beer of the Cowboys. It's Miller time. And by Reliant, an NRG company.
Welcome back to the Mike McCarthy Show, powered by Reliant Energy. Here inside the Globe Life studio, now joined by David Moore of the Dallas Morning News, SportsDayDFW.com. And David, if I told you after Game 1 against Tampa Bay that this team would be 6-2 through 8 games, what would you have said?
Well, Mike McCarthy has authorized me to talk about this because he loves for the media to speak for him. But I would say if you actually pose that question to Mike McCarthy in an unguarded moment, he would say, heck yeah, I would take it. When you look at what was happening in that opening game against Tampa Bay, when you look at losing your starting quarterback for 5 games, to get to this stage of the season, 6-2, with only 2 teams in the conference with the better record, and you have both of those teams on your schedule the remainder of the way so you can control that and do something about it. They're in a better position than I think anyone reasonably would have thought they would have been going into week 2 with what they faced with the injury front and what happened in that opener.
Okay, are they in a better position than they were a year ago at this time when they were also 6-2 through 8 games?
6-2, a little bit different construction. The bye was a little earlier. They were 6-2 last year, but that was a loss in the 8th game against Denver when everyone was saying, is this the blueprint on how you beat Dallas going forward, which they did have trouble with over the next month, 5-6 weeks then. I think this team, the way it is broken down going into this bye, you know your defense gives you a chance to win every single game you're in. And teams that are driven by a defensive identity, I think by and large are a little more consistent than those with an offensive identity. So you have that in place. And now for an offense that struggled in the first 7 weeks to break out, and they scored 4 touchdowns on their first 4 possessions against Chicago and rang up 49 points. Dak certainly looked much more comfortable than he did in his return against Detroit the week earlier. I think there's a sense at this bye that, hey, we're ready to unleash in the second half of this season. We have it all coming together now. Let's play this out and see what happens.
Coach says the most difficult thing is dealing with success. How much does the loss in the playoffs to San Francisco last year, the memory of that, help this team deal with success this year?
Well, it's interesting. DeMarcus Lawrence was speaking about that early in the bye week when we had a chance to talk to him. And he maintained that, again, Dallas 6-2 last year, went on a very successful regular season. He maintained that there's a different feel around this because they were still humbled by what happened in that San Francisco game. And that it was a reminder of no matter how much success you have, how easily and how quickly it can all be taken away. So I think the vast majority of that team is back. There's a shared experience there that they all latch on to. And Dallas, out of the 6 wildcard games last year, Dallas was the only home team to lose. And Mike McCarthy reminded the team of that when they came back in the offseason. It's up on the board back there. They see it every day. I think they've spun that forward into a positive sort of momentum or motivation for them to keep their eye, on the prize and just stay in the moment.
All right, in final seconds here, you got all your Green Bay questions ready for Coach for this?
Well, yeah, in fact, we tried to trot out some of those questions over the last few days, and he was not interested in that time. Yeah. He said this is his bye week from fielding Green Bay questions, but he will be happy to answer them next week leading up to that game against the Packers.
That's how David Moore will spend his bye weekend, coming up with those Green Bay questions for the coach. David, we appreciate it. And up next here on the Mike McCarthy Show, some sounds from the sideline and much more.
This segment is brought to you by Blockchain.com. Trusted by millions. Trusted by America's team.
Welcome back to the Mike McCarthy Show, powered by Reliant Energy. Big win for the Cowboys last week over the Chicago Bears, and time now for a regular feature you can see each and every week on all the Dallas Cowboys media platforms. It's the Sounds of the Sideline.
It ain't much left to be said, man. It's game day, it's game time. It's time to put on the show for these boys. Let's go to work. Come on, let's go now, blue.
Prescott under center for the first time. Hand off Pollard. Big hole left side 40. At the Bears 4, snap to Prescott. Keeps it, coming left with a block. 5, strolls it in, walks the dog. Touchdown.
Don't stop it. Don't let them. We'll run these out of so fast. We'll run them out so fast.
Snap to Prescott. A little play action. Standing. Deep toast. Caught. Lamb. Touchdown. Prescott quarterback sneak. He's got an easy first day. Still going. Still going down to the 25. Still going to the 20.
That might be the longest QB sneak of the year.
25 yards on the scramble to the 18 of Chicago. I formation behind him. Handoff, Pollard stars a hole on the left side, 10. Cuts right 5. Walk the dog, you Tony Pollard. Walk that dog.
He's so wrong. He Tony hollered now, because if you call it, he hollered. Tony hollered. Tony hollered. I called that. That's cut on number 4, man.
And the Bears marching 1st and 15 at the Dallas 32. And Fields takes the snap.
Go get that boy.
Back to throw. Hit
Go get that
as
boy.
he throws it down the left side. Intercepted.
Big six. Big six. Big six. Big six. Big six.
Penalties back in the
Flag
pocket.
in the pocket.
Let's just spoil my dream. Let's just spoil my dream.
So it's 3rd and 16 at the Chicago 19.
Let's go! Come on! Come on!
Fields in the gun. Back to throw. Parsons coming. He flushes out left. He stops. He dumps it short to the 25. Still moving Montgomery. Fumble the ball. Recovered by Dallas. Micah Parsons is on the ball.
And he's still alive.
He's still running. He's still moving with the ball to the 10, to the 5, to the goal line. Parsons recovered a fumble and brought it all the way back.
No one touched him down, Brad.
Hey, that's worth it. That's worth it. Hey, Mike, we might need to put Mike in on. That's TV number 1 play. Congrats, gang. Hey, congrats, my boy. I was just trying to see if that new play works. Yeah, you know. Get your bodies loose. We got to come out now. We've been off the field for a minute. Ready to go. Ready to go. Yes, sir.
At the 46-yard line, 3rd and 1. Handoff Pollard coming left. Foot to the ground. First down and more. 50. Good block from the tight end. Sideline. Keep running. 10, 5. Touchdown. Tony Pollard.
I already know you feel me. You fast as hell. You just gonna try to beat around the end. So I'm like, you can't roll into the run. I already know, but like every time I see you creep up, I know that's what you want because you faster. All right, you see your choice of brother. Send it to me. Yeah, I'm gonna send it to you. Keep going, brother. Love it.
This segment was brought to you by blockchain.com. Trusted by millions. Trusted by America's team. This segment is brought to you by WinStar World Casino and Resort, the casino of the Dallas Cowboys.
And a 3-2. Welcome back to the Mike McCarthy Show, powered by Reliant Energy. Here in the Globe Life studio, Bill Jones rejoined by the head coach now. Let's talk about your defense a little bit. And we've talked earlier in the season about the makeover that's occurred over the last couple of years with this defense. And you really have to love where it's sitting right now and the additions that you made and so forth. And going forward, really one of the real strengths of this team.
Oh, no doubt about it. I think our depth, from top to bottom is exactly what you're looking for. It's a huge competition each week to see who's going to be up in the defensive front. Obviously having Damone Clark, coming on this week, now you got excellent competition throughout the linebacker position, and obviously missing Jay Lou, and we miss him on a number of different fronts. Just such a great leader and so forth. But our young DB's got an opportunity to play, and so excellent depth, and it's a group that's playing with a tremendous amount of confidence.
Well, Micah did it again last week. He does it every week. And we talk about not giving up on a play, which it happened the week before. And in this case, he is able to trail a play. He's able to recover a fumble, return it for a touchdown. And I can see why he ran for 1,239 yards and 27 touchdowns as a senior at Harrisburg High School in Pennsylvania.
No doubt about it. I mean, he's such a gifted athlete, and you could see the run skill. But I think he forgot how to carry the ball. But it's always nice to have something to correct him with, because just an elite player. Obviously that's a huge play in the game. Such a big momentum swing for us. And but yes, I think anytime when he grabs a hold of something, it's usually special. It's usually unique. So big time play.
So how often is he getting in your ear to say, "Hey, play me at running back"?
Well, I think the biggest thing is that's the true benefit of being on the bye week. I got plenty of time to think about it.
Could be a secret weapon on
Oh
down the
no,
road.
he's gifted.
All right. How about Jonathan Hankins? I think it was 33 snaps in the game. Is just acquired just days earlier and contributes in a big way for you already.
I really like the way Jonathan played. I really liked his consistency, and I mean he's exactly what we're looking for. I mean his ability to grab a hold of a double team, stay square, and really like his personality. Just the way he came in here fit right in, and I mean you would have thought he'd been here since training camp. So I really like the start that Jonathan had.
And Deron Bland filling in for Jordan Lewis.
Yeah, definitely had excellent game. I think his consistency for young players is extremely impressive. You can see that in the spring, just the way he picked things up. Really came on strong in training camp. I thought he played very well in the preseason. Obviously I think it was the Cincinnati game where he had the opportunity to play. So just really did a nice job with his first start, second start.
Yeah, that's exactly right. All right, we wrap up the Mike McCarthy Show in just a moment with our Unsung Star of the Week.
This segment was brought to you by WinStar World Casino and Resort, the casino of the Dallas Cowboys.
Final couple of minutes here of the Mike McCarthy Show, powered by Reliant Energy. Unsung Star of the Week. You mentioned him earlier in the show. He's the rookie out of LSU. He's Damone Clark. And we talk about Deron Bland, and all of a sudden he got thrown into a game as a rookie earlier in the season. Well, here Damone Clark is, and it's 40 snaps, I believe it was, on defense, 17 snaps on special teams. He thought he was just going to play special teams probably as the day began, but Anthony Barr got hurt.
Definitely, and I think Deron and Damone, I mean, the consistency for young players is very, very impressive, just their approach to the game, and just having a chance to meet with Damone after the game. I mean, like you said, he was able to get in there on a kickoff, and then on a kickoff return, he's he's starting the field and everything, and next thing you know, he was up and back into playing up 50-plus plays. So really good start for him. Obviously, you can see he needs to continue to work. He's been out of it for a while, but did a phenomenal job in the rehab component, and has really got himself ready to play. So it was an excellent addition to have him up last week.
And what a great story. Of course, he was back at the combine. He was diagnosed, needed spinal fusion surgery, and comes back, has that rehab throughout the offseason, and is able to contribute even before midseason. All right, Green Bay next week. Get ready for those Packer questions. You're going to get tons of them, I know. You're ready for them, right?
Yep, next week. I'm ready to answer them next week.
Next week. We're asking Green Bay questions.
Yeah, we're focused on the bye week right now, Bill.
There you go. We're focused on Football. I'm watching football this weekend. I don't know about you, but
I
I'm
will
still
be too.
watching football.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to Sunday. Sit down and watch all the games.
All right, all right. For Mike McCarthy, I'm Bill Jones. Thanks for joining us here for the Mike McCarthy Show, powered by Reliant Energy.
The Mike McCarthy Show, presented by Reliant, was brought to you by Blockchain.com. Trusted by millions, trusted by America's team. Ford F-Series, the best-selling truck in Texas. Bank of America, the official bank of the Dallas Cowboys. Miller Lite, the only beer of the Cowboys. It's Miller time. And by NFL Game Pass. You'll never miss a game again. Enjoy full and condensed game replays from Week 1 to the Super Bowl.